Alright, welcome back
You are
everybody
mistaken,
to...
sister. I do not do this to abet the Duke.
Oh? Who better to profit from the ousting of the Hierophant's men from Coritanai?
Will you two stop this ceaseless bickering? My head rings like a church bell. Oh, your look, Kashua, could singe the scales off a dragon.
So, you'll have your way or none at all, just like a child.
Me? A child? The days I have spent in the field fighting for the Wallister, only to realize it was not my clan for whom I fought. This clash between Wallister and Gulgastani is no more than a power struggle between Balbatos and the Duke, while we who serve suffer. It's not about who sits on the throne, it's about the pain all around us, sister. That's why I fight. Do you ever consider your countrymen at all? Or are you too consumed with your own travails to care?
I would ask the same of you. You've never considered me, not once.
Or the opposite could be true.
Wait, sister!
Let her go. She has no ear for you right now.
You can't hide forever, Denham!
Good old headhunters are always next to
Your
you.
reputation precedes you. A jest! 'Twas a jest!
The joke! Relax.
Hold on now! Wait for me!
I know it's never said, but I feel like Cannabis has been kind of watching us this entire time. And I know it's never really even said in the end, like as he's parting to go back to his homeland. And that you never want to say, "Oh well, sorry, I was spying on you." It was just kind of like, but I have to believe that he's at least watching him, if not for no other reason than to report back to the king.
Thanks for holding on to the head of yours till I could come claim it.
Oi, oi. So this is the point where we're back to being limited to whatever the level cap is. Looks like it's currently 19. However, that doesn't defeat the fact that I have all of my skills and powers and weapons and armor that I did prior to that. So stuff like Wendigo, which is the spell of sorts that is a multi-hitting attack that goes boom, boom, boom. I think it could hit up to 5 times, like 2 to 5 times, or like in Pokemon. And each time it hits, it does a certain amount of damage. So whatever that number is, 100, 200, which makes it more powerful than even some of the direct damage spells that we've had so far. However, I've not unlocked anything beyond level 3 magic. So if there's a level 4 or level 5 magic, I have not unlocked them. So one of the things I've been doing since lost my job is I've been cleaning up my house little by little. I think I may just make a whole day out of it, to be honest with you. Because there's a lot of stuff I need to kind of round up and get rid of, garbage wise. You know, not like garbage, like I don't live in squalor. So what I mean is like, you know, going through the basement, finding, you know, things that I don't use or don't need anymore. You know, a while back I built a bookcase that was made of 2 different bookcases combined because each one of the bookcases had been damaged and returned, and I bought it at a swan song, put together one bookcase for a fraction of the cost of one bookcase. But yeah, there's a lot I need to do, like vacuum my carpet, dust. Probably should make a list. Do it in the order that makes most sense, like dust first, vacuum second. Other basic daily chores are already done. You know, I don't have to do my laundry right now. I don't have to... Well, I could probably cut my grass again, but I don't have to do a lot of the stuff that's sort of randomly done throughout the week. We'll see. I do like how the wand gives you an option of either using on yourself or using on a ally standing next to you. You know, in any one of those cardinal directions. So, not that it would really matter, I guess, because if you have the ability to use it on any, you know, any ally, it would naturally be one of those 4 directions. What else? You're gonna probably see different weapons if you're paying attention to, you know, the quick attacks I'm doing. A lot of the higher level weapons start becoming elemental based. So, for instance, Saria's weapon right now is a fire lance. That tends to matter more in the Palace of the Dead, to the point that the Palace of the Dead, you start getting down far enough in the Palace of the Dead, and the difference between victory and defeat is not only are you picking the correct elemental advantage, but are you also picking up the little blue buffs? Because I've watched like some battles swing from one direction to the other based on how many blue tiles I have. So, for instance, for an attacker like Denim. Sorry, I'm gonna probably say Denim instead of Denim because I'm not paying attention to my words. But for him, I would give him, you know, say 2 of the attack ups, maybe a special critical up, and a skill up. Whereas for my mages, we would go heavier on the skills because we wanted proccing the, you know, their skills like concentration, meditate, in some cases, you know, 0 RS, whatever that it's called. That's very good. And then say for, I don't know what I would do for like an archer. I guess the archer you could also kind of do a little of A and a little of B. Depends on what, you know, what are their skills, how, you know, what are those skills like really great, Or are they more like, okay, I guess. So I think this is similar. This level seems very similar to the one that we did at the beginning of the neutral path. You know, you're being hunted down by headhunters. But I'm not 100% sure I am remembering that correctly. Ooh, also I forgot. You ever forget, you know, the elephant in the room? While I was down in the Palace of the Dead, one of the items that you can pick up, well, there's a couple items you can pick up. One of them allows your character to teleport from wherever they're standing to wherever they want to go, provided that space is not already filled, you know, with something else, you know, like a tree or a person. You could teleport yourself from here to there, and then you'll notice some of my guys will walk, and then all of a sudden they'll like go up in the air and jump over top of stuff like that. They have the ability, they're given like sort of like a flying ability like Canifis has.
Not bad at all.
I sure have the pound for sure.
What if I told you it was not I who took his life?
And I call you
a poor liar.
Not
much that.
much matters. A man has little need of revenge before a prize so sweet. The price on your head's encouragement enough.
So anyways, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so there's characters that have not only increased armor, increased attack, have some of their weapons have elemental stuff. Some of them have spells. For instance, by putting enough anti-dragon armor on, like you know, the dragon greaves, the dragon helmet, and the dragon armor, it gives access to the, what is it called? It's like dragon wound or something. Allows your character to do double damage to dragon units. And you couple that with a an actual what do you call that? Dragoon, and you can have the Dragoon do that area effect that gives you increased damage to dragons, and then you do double damage to dragons, and all of a sudden, you know, that's how the Dragoons end up doing, you know, 1,000, 2,000 damage to a dragon that only has, you know, 1,500 or 2,500 HP. I don't know.
No wonder the front had the hand.
That feels very similar to the battle we did in the neutral playthrough.
Good day.
Young master. Hooray! Alright, we're going to continue to Xenomord. It should be pretty straightforward battle on our way to the castle that we're headed towards.
Well, well, well.
There's
If
Denim
it
and
isn't
Goliath.
Denham of Goliath. Fancy meeting you here.
Oi!
I thought you fled across the waves for sure, headhunters baying at your heels. The wheel turns for me today. Your head will make a fine trophy, vice be damned.
Hey. Down, down. Down, down. You? Fruit. I may have picked up fruit at some point. I don't remember though. But I don't know what it does. So I don't think I have it equipped to any of my characters because I wasn't thinking / paying attention. But there are, well, I guess I do have it equipped to that one stage there in the black top left there. But there is a ring that allows you to walk, well, not only walk on water, but also float above stuff like water and lava and other things. And then there's a ring that allows you to walk on lava. There's a ring that allows you to walk on water. We talked about the one that allows you to fly. And by fly, I mean it just negates the north, you know, the elevation mechanic in this game. You move however many spaces and the elevation doesn't matter. You have infinite jump, essentially. I've gone back and forth recently on magic in this game, particularly when I was down in the dungeon, the Undead Palace. You know, characters have however much HP they have. In this case, these guys have, looks like somewhere between 600 and 1000 HP. And so, you know, when your magical attacks are doing 300 damage, you know, that's like a little less than a third to half your health at any given time. Makes spells dangerous, is what I'm trying to say. And then you make the area effect spells less. They do less damage than the direct damage bolting spells do, but bolting spells can also be, you know, sort of like they can hit onto terrain. They can, you know, not go high enough or low enough to work. So there's that. Whereas your area of effect spells, you put the cross on where you want it to blow up, and it does. So, yeah. So you're naturally going to get less, you know, less attack on an area effect spell. So, say your big damage dealing bolting spell is, say, like 300 damage. Okay. Well, what do you make the other ones? I mean, the bolt for you know, the AOE, you know, center +1 square on each cardinal direction. Should get more damage out of that one because you can only hit a maximum of 5 people, whereas when you go to level 3 it goes from 5 people to like 120 or something ridiculous like that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not doing good math in my head right now as we speak. But it's just, to me, it's just kind of surprising how much, how much or how little damage certain characters take. Like, oddly enough, like, it seems like some classes seem to take more magical damage than they would if they were a different class. So, like, say, you're a dragon, you have a dragon team made of dragons and a dragon tamer, okay? Now, can those dragons work without a dragon tamer? Yes. Are they more efficient with the dragon tamer? Yes. Particularly if it can monitor their health and buffs, debuffs, and that sort of stuff. There's a lot about bundling in this here compile. I'm 90% sure we're just gonna come out more or less unscathed, minus the fact that we'll have to receive a healing at some point. Like, healing, for the torn area, but yeah. I don't know if this has a boss per se. I know this has a number of characters you have to kill. I mean, as in all of them. So, but I don't know which is which. Also, side note, the internet needs to stop making up words to describe things that no one should have words for. Sort of an old thought I may have mentioned at some point in the last couple months when I heard it the first time. Is the word blumpkin. After a while, or back in the day, a blumpkin, it was sometimes referred to a kind of like a country bumpkin. So you would use it with blumpkin because whatever. That's how some people's brains work. You mean pumpkin, right? No, pumpkin. Okay. So, but yeah, the word blumpkin should not exist. It is apparently a term that talks about getting a blowjob while taking a dump. I don't think that necessarily needs a word. I'm not sure how common that is. That you're shooting out a fat deuce, and your woman comes in and smells your stinky fucking shit and goes, "Ooh, that turns me on." Because I don't think I can get hard while I'm trying to take a shit, first of all. Second of all, while I'm taking a shit, I want to be left alone. So don't come in here while I'm shitting. And third of all, if you happen to smell my stench, that's on you. But if you happen to like my stench, I'm going to be kind of weirded out by that because I think poop's gross, personally. It's hilarious, but it's gross. Like, Tom was walking down the street when suddenly he ripped a big fart and a dookie rolled out of his pants. Like, that's funny. But, like, if I have to be the guy who then cleans up the doo-doo, or has to clean up the guy who made the doo-doo, it's not funny anymore. It just makes me angry. And I want to fucking, like, start shooting. Not, like, literally shooting, but I want to, like... Yeah. So we should be able to finish up this mission here quickly. I'm not sure what the game has installed for me on the playthrough. I'm sorry, on the neutral chaotic playthrough. I do know there are certain characters that are in the neutral playthrough okay to get, but they're not at all in Chaos playthrough.
Branded traitor, pursued by our armies and the Galgastani alike. You fight well. But what can you possibly hope to achieve at this late hour?
I do not know in truth, but as long as there is any chance of ending this conflict, I will persevere.
Hooray.
Absurdity. If it's less fighting you want, lay down your sword. You should have run long before, not challenged us. It is we who have fought long for peace in this land, while you've run whimpering in your weakness, too craven for a cause.
Yeah, they're talking about their cause as Dagestani and how they feel like, oh well, we can't possibly live under Walster rule because they've done so much to trouble us in the past, so why would we do it now? You know, but again, some of that's old hatred. So, the way of the dodo. Yeah, let's do this. See? Let's go, man.
Better to die at a traitor's hands
Boy.
than die a traitor myself.
Dad. Hooray!